Hello, y'all. This is Bonsai, or known as XL, and today I'm going to be talking about the debt and the world debt. And I feel like world debt should just be eradicated, like completely removed. And the reason why I'm saying completely removed is because a lot of people are struggling because of debt and everywhere in the whole world. It's just been a ongoing unfortunate type of process that's just been laying around, you know. And I'm basically, the 0.001% that, a lot of the words that just don't really, matter to the big dogs in the world. And the thing is that debt is something really serious. Like you would have mortgage payments, you would have, problems with, schooling, problems with all sorts of things. And I swear to God, debt is just nothing but, pain. And I believe that they should completely remove the word debt. Like, we've been clinging on with this word debt since the 1300s. And when I mean the 1300s, it's just been sitting around because of one freaking guy who literally made this one single word that made the whole world goddamn miserable as it is today. And having a word like that that's just literally sticking around since the 1300s is, kind of painful, and it was during the French type of era that brought it up into the English form. And, it's just a process that's just been living. And I swear to God, it's just growing and growing and growing bigger and bigger every single day. And the problem is that, you know, none of us were even with this debt. When we went to this world, we just had this freaking word debt just thrown in our face, and we weren't, like, you know, ready for it. We all thought we would be able to pay this word debt, but I feel like debt should just completely be erased, where the world should just start from scratch. Like, I feel like the world should have no debt whatsoever. Just a new beginning, a whole type of, reset type of button where not too many people get consumed by this whole type of, type of greed. And this whole sort of greed of this debt lingering around is pretty damn painful. And a lot of, like, homeowners, from, Asia to Europe, from, North Pacific, throughout the whole world, we've just been suffering because of, something that just got fostered onto this world that, it's just an invisible word. It's an invisible word that, a lot of, big corporates, they just want to take advantage off of that, and debt is something that's really, really hard to come by. The whole world is just like in trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars of debt. And man, oh man, I feel like China just, they were just basically struggling with all this whole sort of debt, and they were just trying to abuse it onto the whole system where, the Chinese are just really struggling. The whole type of, painful type of slavery type of things. And, a lot of things are made in China, and it's basically slave labor. As sad as it is, we're all guilty of it. And, I just feel like the world leader should come up and make a difference. It should go all over the world, all these countries, to just completely erase, debt, and just start from the very beginning. And as crazy as it sounds, it's kind of like a really weird prophecy in the Bible. And, a lot of the prophecies in the Bible come true, and it's kind of weird in a way. It kind of foretells the future in certain parts, and I swear to God, they're just a bunch of Satanists out there that just want, they just want destruction, they want fear, they want pain, but all that is just going to lead to nothing but darkness and death. And, just having nothing but darkness and death is something that just nobody really likes. No matter how many times, an anarchist or a bad person or a terrorist decides to destroy society or destroy this, we're just gonna look back and we're just going, oh well, that's fucked up, man. Why are you making the whole world struggle? Why are you causing pain? Why are you causing all this crap towards the whole type of generation? And that's kind of crazy, because a lot of that stuff is just in the genes, and a lot of it, I feel like it has something to do with the devil. It's the devil's work. And no matter how many times they start murdering people, they're not going to be known for doing something as messed up. Like some dude can literally nuke the whole world as we know it, and no one can know who the hell this person nuked the whole world. And that's kind of, a messed up type of thing out there in the world. But, the thing is that all this pain is completely not worth it. If you seek kindness, you would seek, things that would make you feel good. You don't feel depressed. All this whole debt system, everybody's just, clinging on because of, they just want money. They just want money, and money is understandable. And, I don't like money. I hate money. I hate money so freaking much. Money just gets into the most darkest parts of a human's brain. And I swear to God, if they would remove all this debt from this world, we wouldn't be struggling. And, we can start from zero, from day one. Literally, one day I have like $5, and I know I don't have goddamn debt. You're gonna have debt since, till you're dead. You're gonna be going to your grave with debt, and that's fucked. Like, come on. Now the thing is that there's a really weird thing going on. Like, I don't know. The whole world can sense it. It's in the air. It's in the water. It's in everything. The whole world is doing a sort of change, and I hope it's a change of good. Because if it's a world that's just a huge change of nothing but bad, apparently in the prophecy in the Bible is that there's supposed to be a leader to guide us all out of all our sins. And I'm just kind of like, I don't know, I'm just kind of freaking pissed off, because we don't know. There's just a lot of false prophets in this world. There's supposed to be a whole chariot full of trumpets that come from the sky. And as stupid as it sounds, those chariots are probably something pretty, I don't know, pretty alien or something that, it's kind of weird. It all adds up. And a lot of, people are saying that Trump is probably, like the leader of the world, and this whole thing this whole time is going to change. I'm not sure if it's going to change into something good, if it's going to change into something bad. But, you all see it. You're seeing all these really wild natural disasters. The Bible even mentioned, before everything, there were creatures living on this earth, and these creatures were dinosaurs. And these dinosaurs were basically eradicated because all they had was nothing but bloodlust, and God didn't want something like that to literally reign all over the world. And as crazy as it sounds, we have archaeologists that literally dig, bones, and we would find bones that we never even expected. Ever since, I believe the very first archaeologists found kind of like this dolphin thing with crazy looking teeth, and they were able to, try to research where it came from, what it's supposed to do, and it was something like millions or billions of years way back, and this was an archaeological find way back in the, I'm not sure if it's in the Jurassic period or I'm not sure what sort of period it is, but before the world got struck by an asteroid, it could happen. It could happen any minute by now, and people out there just wanting to cause pain, you're just making things worse. We should just all just literally get along and not fight, not give any anguish or any sort of type of fear. Don't give momentum in this fire. And this fire is just, kind of mean in a way. But you're all probably thinking like, I'm just really, really nice. I'm really, this and that. I'm alright, Like, I believe in God, but I don't believe in God. I'm not sure if that's a thing. But, we've all struggled. We're all struggling through this sort of really weird world. We're all in this together. And the time right now is changing, but I think it's changing in a really good, specific way. And, there's just utter madness involving a lot of, the debt. The whole debt system is like fudged. It's so fudged that everybody's trying to struggle to pay their bills, trying to struggle to pay this, trying to struggle to pay that. And, this whole virus thing struck. And, Bible, it kind of weirdly says that there was something really big that was going to happen. And all these sort of chaotic type of things like earthquake, tsunamis, wildfires, firestorms. Apparently there's going to be probably a volcano eruption. There's ruptures in the Earth's crust. I have a feeling probably the whole Earth is polluted with nothing but, our livelihoods. And, if the whole world is just mad polluted, which I don't believe, that can happen, but, I have a feeling it's going to happen. It's going to happen hard, it's going to happen strong, it's going to happen fast. And the whole system right now is just kind of messed up. And as I was saying, robotics would save our whole type of well-beings. I don't mind if we have robotics going out in the sea trying to collect all this goddamn pollution into the whole ecosystem or a robot trying to go out into the forest planting, or all hell, like I wouldn't mind if it was just the humans planting grass, like I plant grass, this and that. I planted flowers, I planted trees, I planted all sorts of things. And yet, a lot of it still is not enough. It has to be like a whole world effort, but the whole world is just, you know, it's kind of sad right now. And I just, I don't know, it's just trying to bring up options and ideas of ways to make things better. And man, oh man, it's pretty damn frustrating just to see, this whole debt system. And this whole debt system on making people, live in the streets. People are living poor lives, and like a lot of people are just staying home because they don't want to get infected with something that they're not really familiar with. And, even having this whole sort of antidote, we have to do a whole world type of change. Even if there was a cure, we'd all have to figure out, how are we going to get rid of this whole pollution in our system, like the whole world, is just changing weirdly. And we're just stuck on, on a specific era, where, it can have a whole type of change. And this whole change, like, let's just say the world is an old man. An old man can die off, and what would happen if the world is just nothing but a one whole living thing? And if we literally all kill this one whole living thing, it is not so well. But I don't know. It's just theories. It's just theories that I believe that, that is going on. I believe I know how a lot of this stuff in the world works. The government just basically doesn't want, people to know what's going on. People are trying to figure out things. And, there's going to be this one specific person in the prophecy that is going to be someone who's going to change the whole type of sort of whole world and this and that. And the reason why I believe in God and I believe in hell is because when I was a child, I was going to, I was going to leave out of this world. I literally had my back kind of snapped in half. Couldn't breathe or anything. I was a child, and I saw a figment of God handing his hand to me. And I didn't know what the whole purpose was that when I was, little. I didn't know what the heck, like, I literally saw it was realistic, it was kind of crazy. And it was pretty interesting. And there was another time where I was drowning and I felt like the devil was literally, choking me, and I wasn't ready to leave. Like, I was afraid because I knew it was the devil, and someone was able to save me from this pool, and I was going to I was going to drown. And it was pretty crazy. And I remember that there was a sort of really weird extraterrestrial thing. And this really weird extraterrestrial thing was really drastic because me and my mother and my father, I think I was like probably like 22 or something like that, around that age. I'm not sure, a while ago. We saw like literally, we literally saw alien ship going up and down with lights. It was really awkward. They were moving really awkward in the night sky. It was very visible. And I remember that day they were just telling me, oh, go get your phone and record it. No one's going to believe you. And I'm just like, yeah, I know, but like I want to watch. I was like a fish in a headlight. And I was kind of stuck up in that sort of situation. I didn't know what was going on. And the thing is, like, I'm always going out with friends, family, relatives, places, a ton of places. I don't just get stuck up on one place. And the thing is, it really baffles me because there are things out there that just has no, I don't know what's the word, has no answer for specific moments that you witness. Now, a lot of people witness ghost encounters. A lot of people witness a lot of, really weird stuff, and it could be all in our head, it could be figments of imagination. And when I was a child, like I don't even know how many times I got dropped in the head. When I was an adult, like I don't know how many times I broke my body just working in these companies and places and all sorts of excruciating type of things. And it's just the level that something is going to be coming up, and it's going to be coming in a good way or a bad way. And we are all hoping and we are all wishing that it's coming in a good way. Wouldn't it be pretty cool if there was a whole sort of alien type of meeting where like a whole alien race decides to come to Earth and decides to help out with everything, or tell us about something that we do not know, like a lot of movies like alien encounters, or things that baffles, words that we cannot even explain. And the whole thing is, I believe that system should be banished, should be vanquished, it should be removed, because we're all living in a debt system that's just been cowed over the years. It's been cowing since like World War II. We were able to pick up the whole debt, but we were able to remove it. And that's the worst part. It's just literally sticking around. And it's how it is, the way how everything is, how everything is run. But I know for a fact that I don't have a purpose in life. A lot of people like have a purpose. A lot of people don't have a purpose. We're all just a bunch of living cells in this world. And we're a bunch of living cells, sometimes. But we'll all end up dying at the very end. no one lives forever. That's the thing. And now, man oh man, I believe these things, you know, this whole society, this whole thing that we all came to, that we got to, how a lot of it changed. It is pretty insane to think about it and how far the human race has become. It became a really stable race, a stable race that involves equality and respect for everybody. But some out there don't have respect. Some have selfish views. Some have desire to kill. Some have desire to do pain onto others. Some have desire to just watch others suffer. You shouldn't let the ones that want to watch you suffer, let them suffer. And this whole sort of drug thing and this whole world is kind of a pain too. And I feel like a lot of the drugs are just a bunch of pain relievers. Pain relievers to get you out of these specific mental breakdowns with your mind and all sorts of things. And the thing about, how the whole world is moving right now, we are all wanting to help each other. And it's a good thing. Like, what world would you rather have? Would you have a world where it's just nothing but pain, nothing but pain, just care for themselves? Would you want a world where it's just absolute dire disaster? Like, apocalyptic? Like Mad Max? Like, that's a good word. Good idea. Good idea. It's a bad idea. It's actually a bad idea where, this whole world just shouldn't have things like that. A world where it just be like a Mad Max where a lot of people are suffering. That's not something that would be nice. Society type of stuff. I believe it's going to all in. And when you're literally having a bad time with, living or, struggling because a hurricane or tsunami, don't you worry, there's always going to be someone to help you. As bad as it sounds, there's going to be someone out there to help you from your pain, your sadness. Some basically lost everything. I am prepared to lose everything that I own, that I love for. You just don't know. You don't know when it's coming. You don't know when it's going to end. But if you want this world to struggle and have all this debt system lingering around, causing problems and medications where no one can pay, it's pretty mad. It's madness. And I believe that pain creatures in the world feels the same pain as we do. We're all connected to this planet, and you just always have to have respect for everyone's well-beings, because if you don't have respect for everyone's well-beings, it's gonna be chaotic. And man, oh man, it's pretty wild right now. We all just know, we all hope it's gonna be over soon, gonna be over. We all go through this. Consider yourself a legend. Like, you're gonna be legendary. You're gonna be like, yeah, I lived through this era of nothing but disaster. But at the very end, it benefited how we all really lived. And if you're those types that just want to go outside in the world and just cause destruction, pain, rape, cruelty, damage, you should know that that is not the right way. It is pure evil. There was literally a dude in New York City who literally walked around with his dog, and he got shot in the head 5 times. And the whole reason behind it is that why would you do something so sinister? That dude who was walking wasn't doing anything to you. He wanted to live a good life. During World War II, millions of people died for no reason because of a dictator that just wanted something that was basically impossible, basically invisible, basically something that was not even supposed to even take part of. Wars since the very beginning of time, battles in Japan, battles in Europe, battles in this and that. This whole world has just been living up in war. And China is literally struggling. They're having a power struggle with their own people. But, China's gonna literally frame all the other countries, telling them that, these countries are cynical, they want to destroy our country, and blah, blah, blah. Well, that is wrong. If I was the leader of China, I would surrender to the whole world. Like, I live in the United States, and I believe that the United States should surrender to the whole world. If they would literally surrender to the whole world could be one. And man, oh man. And I believe right now is that, the whole game world and the whole sort of stuff, I've been realizing a lot of the players right now are not playing as normal anymore. They play with so much hate, they play with so much anger. But there are the players out there that just play like whatever's because they want to have fun. They want to have fun because, we're all just trying to look for entertainment, something that can just pass time, because we just want to ignore anything that involves, bad news. And that is what what's going on right now in YouTube. They are slamming nothing but news reporters. And the news reporters, they are literally doing their job. And they are giving information in how what is going on in this world. I know the news is nothing but bad news, but we are living in a really awkward prophecy. I'm not sure how long this is going to last. No one knows how long it's going to last. And let's just hope it ends as soon as possible. And the thing is that let's just say the whole world has no debt anymore and has no problems whatsoever with the virus. Now, the cool thing is that we all can get back into our normal lives without having to pay for our homes, without having to pay for our school loans. It's a total restart, like a total refreshment of the very first time of a new beginning. But it's how it is. Right now we're struggling. And if we are struggling, we are going to make the world itself struggle. And, we are all in God's plan, and we do not know what God is planning for each and one of us. Now, there are so many secrets, so many secrets in this world, and not many people are going up front with it. No one's going up front with, how a lot of the stuff is working out, or secrets where they are developing something that was impossible to, or developing something that it can change humanity, or something that can end humanity. And where we have gone right now is wild. And to be honest, I do not mind living in this sort of time frame. But if you do see a homeless person or a person struggling in the streets, give them something like hope, food. I was able to go to many places and church type of things and do sorts of giveaways on socks, food, clothing, things like that give hope and prosperity and give love to those suffering. And I do not have what's the word? I don't have a clean mind. I have a mind of, nothing but pain and suffering. A lot of people do too, but this sort of pain and suffering is kind of a mental type of state that involves with a lot of people that just wish that they could completely eradicate this sort of pain. But in my mind, I swear to God, I feel like there's there's something coming, then we're all in the same boat. And my mind is, it is not very, what's the goddamn word? It is not very, clean. Like, my mind is not clean. My mind is just distorted in sort of like things. But, I do not want the dark side to take over me, because I know for a fact the light side is the way. And if you are suffering from this sort of total darkness that's just lingering in you, you shouldn't let that, like, make you evolve. You shouldn't post things where it grabs attention, where they are things that are not true. Like, you shouldn't be posting things like, oh, there's going to be a civil war. If you bring up civil war, there's going to be a civil war because, you brought up something that was non-existent and it wasn't even worth bringing up. And if there ever is a sort of, like a battle within feuds with people who we love, and people who we literally went to, restaurants with, or people who, got our food. It's like, come on, And I'm going to tell you something. If you are trying to bring more darkness and more sadness into the world, it's very painful. It's painful to just hear things. And that's what's going on in YouTube. Some things you cannot trust. You cannot trust online. Because who knows if that person is making up something that, just won't be true. Because if it basically gets more views onto one specific thing, then everyone's going to believe it. And that's not good. And that is absolutely something that shouldn't be needed. And that's it. This death is nothing but sadness. And every single day, if you're literally looking at your papers or, your bills or things, and, you would see the word debt on it, I just want you to understand, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you have debt. It's not your fault, man. It's because the people who died in this world has debt in the graveyards, and they aren't even able to repay it. And it's a really broken system that just doesn't make any sense. And I just don't understand why debt is still living amongst us. Debt is just, it's wild. And it doesn't even deserve to be in this planet, because if you are in debt and you die and you pass away, who's going to take care of that debt? Isn't that a really good question? You expect the people in the future to pay $1 trillion? Or $250 billion? Or something that's really drastic? Billions of dollars? And the more and whole sort of debt system in this planet, and more the people in the future are going to suffer. Like, think about the younglings, man. Like, think about the younglings. You gotta think about the young ones and how can we explain what's going on this planet? How can we explain what is right and what is wrong? And for those of you that know that, the young ones that just pass away for, the most smallest and saddest things, it's really sad, you know. It's like someone who just literally jumps into the world and doesn't know what happens, and then next day they get cancer. And it's not their fault, you know. If technology can literally coexist with God, it'd be a wonderful thing. God is above everything. But, it's just sometimes I don't believe that, maybe God is a figment of imagination. But who knows? Maybe God is something that we do not expect it to be. Now, another thing is that, who the hell is going to pay rent for a restaurant that, expects you to pay like $10,000 a month or like $5,000 a month, and you only make like, let's just say, $3,000 a month, and with all the business and all this crap going around, you're gonna be literally in debt. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, come on, why are you trying to make others suffer because of this ridiculous sort of debt system that just lingers around? Like, man, I really feel bad for, businesses out there. Businesses that got destroyed, got, beat up, all this and that. And that's their whole life, their whole life savings, because, they believe in a dream where, they're capable of making a change, making a lifestyle that they are going to love and enjoy for the rest of their life, but not anymore because someone just destroyed their goddamn business. But it's not only the business's fault, it's the people who own the location, who owns the acres. And this is basically all over the world. Like, a lot of the businesses are just really, down. Right now, a lot of the business is basically online, which it is a good thing, because if there is business online, then, that would literally change how a lot of us think. And let's just hope you do have good business online and you're able to go out in the world and start anew. If the whole system literally, starts a new sort of system, and if it starts something really nice, and we all, appreciate it, and we all enjoy it, and we don't cling on to nothing but darkness, then we can all live a good, reliable world. But right now, it's just very hard, it's at this point very, very difficult. Very difficult to make it happen. But it is possible. Some say that, oh, a lot of people are not going to be able to get back into this and that. I agree. But if a lot of people can't get back into this whole sort of change, then, who's going to make food? Who is going to make, your phone bills? Who is going to pay for a lot of things, And I don't believe that the whole world should have everything for free. We should all literally do whatever we can to earn a specific type of thing. Because there's a lot of things free. A lot of people are just gonna go all over Arabia, rampant, stealing all the goddamn blankets in the place, or all the goddamn clothing. And yeah, it would be kind of like a wild type of system. But the whole sort of debt system, I'm not so, fond of it. I don't care how it works. I don't care about the people who are behind it to make it work. I don't care about the people who are the debtors, or who controls the whole debt system. They are just, in an invisible feud, an invisible type of thing that just shouldn't even be around. It all just gets figured out. It might take a long time. It might take, forever. Who knows? Or it can never be fixed. It could be a literally corrupt system. A corrupt system that the Bible prophesies that sort of change. About the human race, we all have a instinct of, I don't know, some sort of fear, but right now it's just, there's a lot of young people, old people, little people, just trying to make a living. And if you are making a living in a good way, it's a good thing. And a lot of the moments is that, if you're trying to live your own life, you're trying to make your own boss, you're trying to do this, do that, prepare for a side effect that, if you're focused and not helping others, you're going to get in a very drastic situation. And let's hope it doesn't come to that. But, you're working at a really nice business. Just keep on doing what you're trying to do. You should be good. But, if your business falls, burns down, just don't start doing this and that. Just blame the evil that's just lingering around. and this whole world is just covered in blood. The soil in this world is covered in blood, but we could do what we can to fertilize it and keep it as good as it can. And I just hope there's a little bit of goodness out there. And I'm going to end this and see you all later. Take care.